Hey guys, welcome to Buckman's Model Mania number 10. It's hard to believe for me that it's been that I'm on my 10th video already on YouTube. I made a decision in the last week. Model Mania from now on is going to be just live streams because I am posting other videos between the live streams. Hey Donnie, hey Eric, Spencer, glad to see you guys all made it. And again, we're working on the Terminator. Pack 3, I need to change the title card where it says stages instead of packs, but that's for something later. So today we're going to start on 26. We're going to do 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. That should probably be about it. Been a few changes on what I'm doing right now. Went through and I actually wrote down all the models that I've done so far this year. I'm up to 18. Oh, grilling. Schumann just put a comment in Discord about he grills all year round. So I'm up to 18 that I've built so far, which is amazing for me because usually I take 8 to 10 months for a build. So I've decided to rearrange a couple of things, and instead of doing continuing on the Voyager, I am going to still try and get it done in the next 2 weeks. I've gone back and I've started working on my NSA protector, which I started several years ago and just got discouraged because at the time all I had was 3mm LEDs. Using SMDs, I'm going to be able to do lighting a little bit better. I've been doing a little bit of work on that. I'll do a video on it so everybody can see where it's at. I think it's going to come out fantastic. And then hopefully I'll have time to finish the Voyager before the end of the year. It would be awesome to actually get 20 models in 1 year, which would give me then the goal of getting more than that next year. With Titanic and the Black Pearl, though, that's very unlikely because they're going to take a lot of time. So I think you guys are actually here to see the Terminator tonight. So instead of me flapping my gums, let me go ahead and switch cameras and we'll get on the Terminator. So first pack, or first stage that we're going to do tonight is stage 26, and I believe that's a shoulder joint. We've got more of the black rib pieces that hold the parts together. We keep them from ratchet them. Got an Allen key, several screws, some washers. Still waiting for the updated finger parts. That with it being the Christmas season, it really sucks for stuff coming from anywhere, especially overseas. The parts were shipped almost 2 weeks ago, and there's been no update on them in a week. Hopefully I'll get them soon. So let's see. So the first thing it says is to get this part out. And take a little arm. Okay, it says to identify the side with these two screws on it. Undo it. Put it together. Now take it apart. Actually, Spence, it surprised me when I counted because I didn't realize I was up to 18 models. I thought I was around 5 or 6, and then I realized I did 6 for the Batman group build, and it's just gone on from there. And not all of them were built completely this year. Like the Ida Blue, I started 2 years ago and finished it. The DeLorean, just because of the way the parts come, I started that it's been at least 3 years. There were several delays in it because of shipping issues for the company itself. But it blows my mind that I have gotten that many parts or many models done. So it says to take this off and then glue one of these black rings on both of those. And I know somebody who builds a lot faster than any of us. Boyd Crompton and TrekWorks just about looks at a box and the model's put together. I'm sure we all realize that with Boyd. Kenny, on the other hand, is like I usually am from over at HLI, and currently is not able to build because he's got his one-to-one house to finish. Looking forward to seeing that done and your new shop, Kenny. So, I'm going to put that in there. I'm not going to hold it because it should just sit in there by itself. And it says just to do the lugs. I'm just going to do it on the flat part because it's making contact. And again, like I've said before, once this is sandwiched in somewhere, there is no way that it's going to come out. So, Spence, you're going to be hope to be up to 7 by Model of the Year. What are you putting in for Model of the Year, if you don't mind me asking? Okay, it says to take this little lug. Round parts always scare me because they can roll away. Oh, that's awesome. That's right. I love your bird of prey, man. Catwoman's awesome, but that bird of prey is just beyond. It's the heat. Says it's going to fit loosely in here, and you may prefer to fit it in step 10 because yes, it's going to just fall right out the other side. So let me put this little cylinder up here. These 2 screws that belong with this piece. And get I think it's the upper arm. Let me slide that over there. It says to note that there's 2 different kind of connections on the ends of the arms here. So this would be the elbow because this part here goes in there like that. So 2 washers on top of it. Double check. Put 2 washers and peg in there. The mechanic in me says this is wrong, putting 2 washers on top. There should be a washer on both sides. Oh, it'd be great if I could get either of the washers on it though. So, okay. And for those of you who are not on Discord, that little pin that I lost last week that I had a spare of, I actually was able to find it. It blew my mind that I was able to find it. course, I'm sitting here looking in the box and I don't see it. But I was able to find it. It was up underneath my table, and you know, I just crawled up under there and there it was. So, okay, that goes on there like that. Of course, I blocked it. This piece goes back on here like that. Put the screws back in to hold it. Like I said before, guys, magnetic screwdrivers are the heat when you're building models with screws. Okay, so that. So this slides on here. We're supposed to slide under here. Wow, I'm grabbing it here on the wrist, and I can feel these joints flex. These ones here, I don't want that. That would be bad if I was to break them. There we go, so that goes on there like that. It says that one side has a slight recess, that goes up on the top side, and I see where they're going with this. Didn't put away the spare washer yet. Let me do that. Okay, let me go and open these screws. There should be, looks like too small, too large. And again, one of each of them is going to be a spare. Let me see if I have them already. And I've actually stopped, excuse me, I've actually stopped marking the screws because there's always spares. I'm still keeping them. Don't know why. They're probably, I've got a few aircraft models upstairs. They're probably going to end up being nose weight in an aircraft. So this is going to be tricky, but I'm slightly smarter than they think I am. So I'm going to, let's see, can you guys see that? That little pin right there goes in there, and this part goes over top, capturing the pin in there. This small screw, double check, yeah, the small screw goes through there. What it's going to do is it's going to go through here, it's going to go through that pin. If I can get it to. Okay, that's in the pin. And the smaller side should be threaded so that it's going to capture the screw. Yeah, there it goes. So I can tighten this down. There's a smaller hole on the other side. I'll show you guys that in a second. So that's where that screw just threaded into, and now the elbow is held in place. The only thing that is right now, it's really loose because there's a screw that goes through there, and I'm guessing this has something to do with it. Hang on. Okay. This There, piece from last time. So this goes in here. Double check. Okay, so this will go in here. You see the flat side spots on here will marry up with the flat spots in here so that it will not turn once it's in there. Flip it over. Screw goes down in here, and this is instead of a Phillips head, this is the first Allen stock or Allen head screw that goes in that I've seen so far. So actually, let me see if I can get it in there at least finger tight. And that's one of the things that's funny about finger tight. Some people have tighter fingers than others. I've put things in finger tight and people are like, how the hell did you do that? Because they had to get a wrench to take them back off. And that's not catching, I don't think, no. You know what? I'm sure I've got a bit that fits this. That one. Perfect. So instead of fighting with this thing, you get a little bit of leverage on it. It's amazing how much quicker it goes when you have a screwdriver handle instead of the Allen key. Adjust the tightness of the joint so it can be locked in position. Actually, let me flip to the top camera. There. Okay. I think I want that just a hair tighter. Maybe not that tight. Yeah. Tight enough that it'll hold the arm, but loose enough that it still moves. And then on this side, I just realized I wasn't paying attention to where my glue was. Fortunately, it's over on the side here to where it's not in the way. Go ahead and flip back to that one. And so just isn't very much glue in these things. Yeah, Spence, that's the whole thing for those black parts, is that it makes it support itself. It can't balance, so it doesn't have the ratchets aren't quite strong enough. It could almost stand up on its own, so far as I know, but there is a post on the stand. And then this will slip down in here. So you got one side that looks like it looks like a bolt. The other one has a hex head screw in it, which I think is a lot better than the cross tip. And this actually will fit in with the finger update when I finally get it. You know, because these are all going to be replaced with Allen stocks or Allen head screwdrivers. Let me see. That is stage 26 complete. Did not use that. Stage 27 has more of the black ratcheting discs, a very small piece of chrome sprue, and a big round circle part. Circle part is the left shoulder plate. Those black ratcheting pieces are for the left shoulder. I'm sure they go in here. And these are going to be just glued on parts. And like I said, these immediately get glued onto here. But I don't think I've got enough glue in here. By the way, Spence, I do have to say, I think I speak for a lot of us. I really like what you did yesterday for LEDs and resistors and stuff. That 18 pages or not, that thing is awesome. This one feels like it's stuck, or the top is glued on, which tells me it's been opened already. This one is too. Hang on. Let's see if it'll come off. Actually, first thing. Yeah, I can tell through looking at the hole that it's open. Yay! I got one that's not. That's awesome, Spence. Your how-tos and basically your guides, from what I've seen from that one, will be awesome. Not something, like I said last night, it's not something I'm going to reference every day, but it is something I'm going to reference. And Shu just said that through Discord he's about to join us. For any of you that are not on Discord as well. And for anybody who is watching who is not part of HobbyLink International, or for anybody who watches later, come on over to the site. It's a great bunch of guys. Can't say enough about it. We've got, like I was just talking about, Spence has done a how-to guide for LEDs and resistors, and that's what we do over there. Is we help each other to get better at what we do with the models. So that one goes in there. And in case you guys are wondering, yes, I do again have, as always, or not always, but most evenings when I'm live streaming, a cool beverage. This weekend I will be trying my latest batch of homebrew beer. It sounded interesting. I like this time of the year because I like pumpkin spice. I'm just curious how that beer is going to come out, because it's my first time brewing beer with pumpkin in it. So I like how these go in there so easily. Okay. Got a little bit of glue on. My finger was sticking to the part. I was afraid I had glue on the outside of the part, not on my finger, but it was on my finger. I need this bad boy here. Okay, so these parts are not going to be used anymore, but these two are. Where is my sprue cutter? I will tell you guys, I have more sprue cutters than I know what to do with. I picked these up, the 5-pack, about a year ago on eBay, and so I have them on every bench. I'm really glad about that. leaves a little bit to be desired. I'm not going to sand it because sanding would mar the surface of the rest of the chrome. Brand new blade here yesterday. Changed out, actually first time I've ever done that, I changed out my blade inside of a couple of hours yesterday because of the delicate work I was doing on the NSEA protector. And if anybody doesn't know what the NSEA protector is, they need to go and watch Galaxy Quest. It's a fun movie, and it's the starship that's in there. And Galaxy Quest is pretty much a spoof on the original series of Star Trek. But the aliens that come down and that build their ship and come down and get them don't realize that the historical documents are a TV show. And that's all the spoilers I'm going to give to that movie, Eric, because I don't think you have seen it. It's well worth a watch. Speaking of Eric, are you still out there grilling in the 6-degree weather, or did you come inside and join the rest of us normal people? I think Eric may have frozen to death outside because he has not responded. No, Eric had no idea what the NSEA protector was when we were talking about it on Discord the other day. It's really sad. He has to watch it though. Okay, so this now gets glued on here. I just need to figure out where. Wow, almost doesn't need glue. Just a little bit of glue on this big tab here. And here's the funny thing about glue is that, let me double check, okay, that's going the right way. The glue, when something doesn't fit, will lube it up just enough, usually, there, to make it slide in there a little bit easier. So that's the end of stage 27, and it says these are the parts that we got left over, or what we should have after stage 27. Put this bit away. Okay, so on stage 28, we have, they call it a shoulder plate. I'm going to call it a shoulder blade. Left shoulder cog. We've seen that before. Cap and rod. Just a shoulder cap, a spring, and 3 6mm screws. I sometimes wonder if I'm that entertaining because you guys aren't talking, or if I've put you all to sleep. I hope it's that I'm entertaining. But, you know, if I put you all to sleep, that's okay too. So this one I've had before, PM16, 6mm That's right. I know I have this screw there. No. Those, got two of those. So, back to this. Wait a minute. Not good. So why didn't you guys tell me I left that piece in there? Looks like a piece of plastic tube, but I'm guessing that's probably Teflon. Hey, look, part of the NACA protector. It's on my finger. So turn this thing this way, and of course they have. Hang on, what am I? Okay. I'm sitting here looking at the picture, trying to get it oriented so I can see the way that this is supposed to go in here. It slides down in here like that. You take the shoulder piece here. It goes down on there like that. Sorry guys, gotta flip the page real quick. I know what it's about to tell me to do, I just want to make sure. This is a push fit connection, so, and I have seen videos that this could be a very difficult piece, and oh, you know what? I was gonna say that it should be, this should be a metal piece, and this is not, but I think this part right here is. Check out if it is or not. Well, it's not ferrous if it is. Absolutely, Donnie. Never give up. Never surrender. Well, that would have been good. I'm about to put that on backwards. No, now I'm about to put it on backwards. Never mind. So where's the hole? It's stiff going in there, but not too bad. That didn't sound good. Don't want to break it. Hang on a second. Guys, I'm going to have to take this to where I can get some good leverage on it. Okay, it's going. Okay, so that gets put in there flush, which now lets this thing, this shoulder plate, move without any problem. Let me double check, because if I put that shoulder plate in wrong, it's never coming back out once I put that other piece in there. And it's right, like I said, it says this is just a push fit rather than glue. push one more time on this. Okay, yeah. So that's shoulder blade joint in place without any issues. Now we're going to build another one of them. Basically, oh, it's inside. I was going to show it to you, but it's inside of here. I'm going to build another one of these things that lets you rotate the shoulder, but only one direction apparently. It does not like to go the opposite direction. So that's got to come out. That sits down in here. Again, it's showing to line up the lugs. This one goes this way, and then this goes that direction to where you've got the larger opening here with the smaller opening, and the two larger, the two screw holes with the bumps, even with that. Because now I'm going to take this, go on the other side. These are pinholes, these are screw holes. Goes in there like that. Take these screws, put them in the holes there. Eric, where were you? We were concerned you got frozen outside. And how's dinner? Ah, you were actually off eating. That's why you were gone. Glad it was good, man. Like I said, better, I think I said it, may not have, but better you than me out there grilling in 6-degree weather. Although when I lived in Wisconsin, I did spend 45 minutes outside on Thanksgiving deep frying turkeys. Okay. And that is the end of this stage. Getting quite a stack of parts here tonight. Oh no, what, Spencer? I missed it. I don't see, it must have been something I did. Or was that when I heard something crack a little bit? Okay, so stage 29, another sprue with all these doohickeys just like on this one. Back plate of the shoulder, some screws. Ah, I see. Well, too late. I was gonna say, Spence, since Eric's back, we can blame things on him, but it's too late. He already said to blame it on you. Okay. So it says once again, to cut these off and put them in a specific order. Actually, it says, never mind. It would help if I could read. And I'm not really reading. I'm looking at pictures. Is it bad when you can't follow pictures? So same thing we did last time. This part fits down inside of here. to be as a plant on detail. This flat part here fits down into the groove here, so I'll throw some glue on the flat part. One thing nice about cheap, really thin glue is when you leave it out for a while, it becomes more of a gel than a glue. So slide that in there, hold it for a couple of minutes. Has it dawned on anybody that 2020 is almost done? I keep realizing how close we are to the end of the year, and I'm like, wait, where did it go? And then I realized it went in the living room, the bedroom, the kitchen. It just didn't go anywhere besides this house, which isn't bad. I love my house. So set that there. Now we'll cut the rest of these parts off. Oh yeah, got to put them in line, because truthfully, guys, when you've got a bunch of parts like this, if you line them up the way it shows in the magazine, it's really helpful because it puts them in the order or pretty close to the order of what you're going to use them. Let's see, 29-5. You know, I've never even looked. No, they don't. It has parts in the book, part numbers in the book. Not a single part number on this brew. That's right. That's right, I will. I might even say it at 11:61 p.m. on the 31st of December. Everybody remember, I've been saying it on Discord. Everybody remember, at the midnight, wherever you are, yell Jumanji. Hopefully we can make 2020 go away. Yeah, you're right, Donnie. That's my concern, is that 2021 is going to see what happened this year and go, hold my beer. Okay. This is, at least to me, if you didn't watch the last one, this isn't going to look as familiar as it does to me, but this is really familiar to me because these parts stick in exactly the same way they did last time. This bigger one, they got the wider opening here and the lug to hold it there. Goes in here. Let me think. I do believe it's facing away from you. Yeah. I was almost going to put it in without putting any glue on it. Oh, that sucks when they do that. You know, something like this with a low parts count in each stage isn't bad, but when you've got 200 or 300 parts and you're trying to figure out which part is which because there's no numbers on the trees, that sucks. Some of the stuff on the Ida Blue was like that. Wasn't because there were no numbers on the trees, but when you've got a kit with 380 parts and 150 of them are really tiny, it gets interesting finding them. I'm going to just go ahead and, okay, there's that one. Next one is this one, and I'm sure it wouldn't be an issue, and it would go in, but I still want to trim that off a little bit so that it doesn't become an issue. Slide that in there. That could be. Although you did a fantastic job on that KC-10. It was beautiful. I hope I can build aircraft that well, because I've got some in the on deck for this year. Because the military veterans group build, I've got one on the way from eBay. It's actually a bird I worked on. It's an F-16 from Spangdahlem. Found that kit. When I found that kit and realized that it was one that I had actually worked on, I was like, I've got to have that. I got a couple more that I haven't shown anybody pictures of. It depends on how long that 16 takes, because I've now started a shelf of actual, this is what's on deck to be built next. It's up above me, and so far there's 2 kits on it. Well, there's 2 kits up there. There's one up over my shoulder, the Titanic. So right now I have 3 kits that I plan on at least starting in 2021. Hopefully I will have enough time to finish them in 2021. Then I have to still work on the wooden Pirates of the Caribbean. I keep saying that too. One of these days I'm just going to stop saying it. I'm just going to do it. What's been stopping me is the on the Pirates of the Caribbean, the deck that I'm working on right now, it shows little bitty hammocks. They want me to build little bitty hammocks that are about that long. And you're right, Donnie, the Titanic could take all of 2021 because I've bought a lot of aftermarket for it. And the windows themselves, because there are no windows drilled out on the hull, they're going to take a while. I don't know how many there are for sure. I think there's roughly around 500, because I did the same thing on my 1/350. Yeah, it's 1/350th scale Titanic. Those windows themselves took probably 2 weeks on that. Just the windows took 2 weeks on the that Titanic, and I learned some things on it because I was using a Dremel, and that's the thing. They're molded in, but they're not drilled out. So I have to actually drill them out. You can see they're there, but you still got to drill them. And I learned a thing with them because on the 350, because when I did it, I drilled them out with my Dremel. And that's why I've had discussions with folks about how slow a Dremel will go. I don't think a Dremel will go slow enough to not melt the plastic. And so some of my portholes on the small Titanic are odd sized because the plastic melted and then changed the size of the portholes, which is why, wow, squirrel! I just found the tip of a drill bit sitting here on the table. I don't think you can even see that. It's tip of a drill bit there, which is perfect segue. Actually, well, could use a pin drill by hand. Instead, I've got the Tamiya handy drill. I'll go through a lot of batteries with this thing, but it doesn't go near fast enough to, if you look, doesn't go near fast enough to melt the plastic. And drilling by hand is not an option. I would be there until I've looked at that, and I've looked at that, Donnie. I think the slowest setting on that is still like 3,000 RPM. The handy drill goes about 60 RPM. Oh, and the one from Walmart, I've actually got on the other side of the room. My Dremel's set up with one of those wands where it comes out of the front of the Dremel, so all you've got is the little piece. I use that. I use the handy drill a lot. It's a funny little thing. You wouldn't think you would use it as much. Oh, Dremel chucks. I don't know. I think I've tried it. I think I've tried the one that I've gotten. It just won't fit. But I'm willing to give it a shot again. If it does fit, I'll spend the money to get another one of those, because it's a pain in the butt having to change that collet out every time I use something different. Which is why you saw I don't know if you caught the type of drill bit. I've got all kinds of drill bits. I tend to use, I call them CNC bits because I think that's what they're used. I tend to use these more often. I may have to try that Hyper Tough drill, but I tend to use these more often because they all have the same size shaft that goes into the chuck. I'll give it a shot. I mean, I actually took my Dremel and used it on just some straight styrene just to see at the lowest speed what it would do, and it melted plastic. So this spring goes right in here just like last time. Let me see. There's a specific spot that's got to go. Wow. God takes care of fools and people who talk too much while they're building models. This detail here is supposed to go towards that post, which is actually where I had it pointing exactly. If I can get the rest of it. I think. Hang on. Yeah, that's where it goes. It just doesn't look like the other screw holes are lining up. Yeah, that same collet, but I don't know if the one that you're talking about, the Dremel one that you're saying will fit, is that the one that's got the springs and the 3 little metal pieces in it that clamshell the drill bits? Because that's what I'm thinking. That's funny, because your fingers were fatter than your brain twice their spans. So that's in, that's in, that's in. Well, that one's not in yet. Okay, and that's that piece. So just because, let me walk across the room real quick here. Let's find out. Hi, I'm back. So you haven't tried this one is what you're saying. You're just saying the collets? Yeah, because I think I've tried this one, and I don't think it fits. problem with the variable speeds, Eric, is that your variable speeds, usually the slowest speed is about 5,000 RPM. It's either 3 or 5,000 RPM. If it went down to like 500, it would be good. And yeah, I thought I'd try this. It doesn't fit, but you are right. That is a Dremel collet right there. And so what I've got is I think it's over here. Might be in the drawer somewhere. I've got a bunch of collets that match the sizes of pin vices, and I've got probably 8, 9, 10, 12, I don't know how many. I have many pin vices. Actually, one that I haven't tried yet because I'm afraid of breaking the drills, may have to try this one here when I go to do the Titanic, because if I have a large enough drill bit that it's not going to break, that will drill holes pretty quick too. I've just amassed a lot of tools. You don't have a pin vise, Eric? Man, we've got to get you hooked up. What we need is to get you a better allowance. Sorry about that, guys. Bumped the camera. No, tell you what, Eric. I may have to search around. If you've got drill bits, I may be able to send you one. I know you're lacking many tools, man. But you do a fantastic job with what you've got. Why is it? It's only 71 degrees in here, but I feel like I'm burning up. I feel like it's like 75. Okay. Last pack. There's 2 parts and some screws. This here, and by the way, Eric, it's not going to be until after the first of the year, because I read an article where the post office acknowledged that they're jacking up prices until January for the holiday season, which is really great. They've brought up the prices, and the service has gone way down. I've literally got packages out there that should have been here a week ago that the tracking has just stopped. What's funny, Donnie, is that I don't think that FedEx or UPS has done that. That's not going to fit either. These screws feel like they're sticking out a little bit. Service right now from the post office is super slow everywhere. And actually, where was HDA Model Works is where I found out that the post office had raised their prices, because he's got a disclaimer right on his website that says, because the post office has raised their shipping costs, and he's got a link to the article, he's had to raise his shipping costs until they go back down. So. Wow. Well, last night I bought the paint and the flow improver. I had a different color paint that I was going to use. I can't use this tip right now. It is just too gummed up. I had a different color paint that I was going to use, and if that other paint doesn't show up in time, I'll still use it. I'll use the rattle can I have, because I was looking at it and I'm like, This is really close to what I'm looking for. And that blue, I have several Enterprises still to go, several other starships. That blue I'll be able to use on anything. It is. It's terrible the way even the government is starting to jack up prices on us during the holiday seasons. And it's funny because I think a lot of retailers these days don't even understand what Black Friday is all about. It's not, we're going to have some really stupid sales on some stuff that we're going to convince you is really good just to get you to come in. It's not the way it used to be. It used to be that it was, people would go out and shop during normal hours, and that was what a lot of stores, that was the day that they did the most business, and that business kept them in the black. Leave it to the finance guy to come up with boring stuff about things that happen. Of course, on the other hand, I don't know if he is a rocket scientist, but I'm going to call Spence a rocket scientist from now on. I know he's a scientist of some sort. Yeah, absolutely. Run our healthcare into the ground. I have to say, if it's done right, it can be a really fantastic thing. But the problem with where they're trying to go with healthcare is that your good doctors will have 43 people scheduled for the same time for the same appointment, and your bad doctors will be the ones you can get in to see anytime you want. Physics and astrophysics. Nice. And I'm a high school graduate with a couple of associate's degrees. So that's got that glued in. And then this. Let's see. That goes on there. That tab lines up with that pin or that lug. Metal on metal. Where is it? It's gotta be here. That should work. Actually, this should fit down in there. I'm with you, Donnie. The associate's degrees. I have 2 associates, but they're from the community college of the Air Force, which means I walked in and I took 5 CLEP tests and they said I passed. I have not set foot in a classroom since I dropped out of University of Alaska Fairbanks in their aeronautical engine, or actually I was in pre-aeronautical engineering. Hadn't even declared a major, but that was the last time I set foot in a classroom other than when the Air Force sent me. See, and that's the thing, Eric. Here's the funny thing. Oh, Spencer, you read Heinlein, don't you? Here's the thing, Eric. At our age, we shouldn't, I don't think at least, we need to be pursuing degrees. At our age, we should be doing what we're going to do until we retire. So, Spencer, did you get the Heinlein reference? Because you're right about PhD, but in the book, The Number of the Beast, He says that PhD stands for piled higher and deeper. So, that's it, guys. That is the end of pack 30, or stage 30. So let me clean up some stuff here. And I like this part just because it shows me that I'm actually making some progress on this, which on some of them, cool. Love Heinlein. Have you read Grumbles from the Grave? It's the only book that I know of that an author wrote after he was dead. Actually published. He wrote it. He didn't write a lot of it. It was correspondence that was sent between him and publishers and other things and stories, little bits and pieces that he wrote before he died, that he gave specific instructions to his wife to publish it after he died. So, I read Heinlein all the time. Matter of fact, I just finished rereading for probably the 15th or 20th time, Time Enough for Love. I love the story of Lazarus Long. So let me switch over. We're going to do top down. Here's where we're at, guys. We have, ow, pinched my finger, the right arm. And I want to say that, is this the left or the right? Not sure if this is the left or the right. Probably I think that's actually the left. Right arm, shoulder, head, left shoulder. Not bad. And I looked at it today because I did finally get in month 5. So, and this was pack 3 or month 3. So I still have enough Terminator. If I just do Terminator, thanks, Eric. If I just do Terminator, I have enough Terminator to go another month. And I figure I'm going to do X-Wing either 1 or 2 packs in a week, on a live stream. So that's going to be another 2 weeks there. And I'm waiting for the Ecto 1. When that gets here, I'll have 2 packs there. So,
by the way, you can use your device to instantly connect with your other household Echo devices. Just try saying,
Echo,
Alexa,
shut up. God, I hate those things when they decide to talk to you. By the way, did you know the NSA is listening to my house? Oh, I don't know if any of you guys have one of these things. I have like 3 of them in the house. Listen to what it says. The Pearl's going to be boring because I'm going to be making hammocks. But listen to what the Echo Dot says when you ask if it's listening. Echo, is the NSA listening?
Amazon takes privacy seriously. For more information and to view Amazon's privacy notice, visit the help section of your Alexa app.
I've never heard a piece of electronic equipment sound more insulted. But yeah, Eric, we can do something with the Pearl. I've got to get the hammocks, and then I can start doing some really minutia on there. What I've got is I've still got the cannons to do, which I think you did 32 cannons on the Jolly Roger. I've got the cannons to do, the stack of cannonballs. Oh yeah, absolutely. You saw what I said in Discord today, didn't you? Where it said, the tracking chip, where it said home, 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 home. Wait, he's by the front. Home, 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 home. Turn it off. All right, guys. So tonight's actually a short one. I think I'm making up for Eric and his 3 hours on the soldering that one board. That was a lot of fun, Eric. And the round sequencer boards that you found today, I'm probably going to have to buy them. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to figure out how to cut them and how to put them together. Once I figure them out, I'll probably live stream the Pearl, but it will definitely not be on the Droid Cam, because that thing. Thanks, Donnie. That thing is huge. As a matter of fact, just to give you guys an impression, let me move these out of the way. And so this is a good measurement scale here. This is 18 by 24. So let me get the Pearl. Carefully not breaking anything, because it's actually sitting in and amongst the wood that it is in. And slide her in here. Move this one. Just to get the Pearl in, I would have to move that camera up. And I am really, whoops, the floor panels come out. I am really proud of that interior there. Those are all resin. They were gray. I painted them. The wires that you see sticking out the bottom are for lighting in there, flickering torches. Similar to these here. Thanks, Donnie. Thanks, Spence. These were a pain to get to fit the way they're supposed to where you can take them out. Is this the right? Ah, I got it backwards. Yeah, you're right, Eric. I'm going to have to figure out somehow to do some live streaming on this. What I really need to do is figure out how to get it when I'm doing the planking. It is huge. It's 1/43rd scale, I think. And I've got to remember to be very careful and not flip this thing over like I almost did, because these doors, you see, can you see? Yeah, you can see these doors here are actually on hinges. And the hinges, the pins for the hinges can pop out. They have. And with the cross member here, it is a royal pain to get them back in there. So I'm going to call it a stream, unless, should we show, I should show Eric, or no, we showed a picture, never mind, I showed pictures last night on Discord of the thing, protector. So I'm going to call it a night, guys. I'm glad you stopped by. Tell your friends. I'm slowly getting up to 20 subscribers. With which the information that Eric's given out here recently, that means I only have about another 980 to go to be able to live stream without going through OBS. I'll talk to you guys later, and you have a great evening.